Welcome.
With a little raw here.
Brian here. Welcome to the Baking It Down with Sugar Cookie Marketing Podcast. I am your host, Corey. Okay. And some facts about me on this. Oh, I thought I switched up. You weren't even ready.
I wasn't. What are the facts?
Okay, the facts about me. My Christmas gifts. Is this our first one after Christmas?
Uh-huh.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow, yeah. Christmas gifts that I got. Hand massager.
Corey's a massive fan. I haven't seen her hand leave it. I'm surprised it's not running right now.
If it didn't make such a sound, it would be running right now. But since you hate the sounds I make on the podcast, I didn't bring it. I just want to say...
Not I. We. I speak for the multitudes.
Yeah, I just want to say, before someone asks me, it is... I did a lot of research on hand massagers. It's pressured. Most of them are pressured. You're not going to get that kneading thumb feeling with hand massage. They don't have it. It's a lot of pressure.
I saw somebody say that they got a hand massager and it felt like it was squeezing their fingers to death.
Yeah.
It's just, that's par for the course. But you liked it?
I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of bakers who try the hand massagers, they're like $75, $78.
$100 on sale from $123.
Ridiculous. However, you're using it extensively. So the bakers who get it, I guess.
I think me and Heather said, if we learn the positives of hand massages, I'd be more apt to use it more often. So it can help with circulation.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like
joints.
You see carpal tunnel is a big issue.
Yeah.
Then just fatigue, muscle fatigue, and tiredness, right?
Yeah.
So this is not only just the break, but it's recirculating blood flow, which I assume is white blood cells,
I'm sure.
which I assume is repair.
Yeah. I have liked it, but mine is not a roll. It's definitely, your hand feels like it's getting squeezed to tomorrow. If you haven't had your hand held in a long time, this would make up for that squeeze.
All that loving.
And our other host, Heather, what's your favorite gift from Christmas?
Okay, I want to tell you this. I'm in the trenches, kids.
She's starting
a new hobby. It's like watching someone be born and a deer walking at the same time.
Listen, us cookiers, we know what you're going through. Baby girl, we know it.
Unfortunately, and there's different types of learners.
Oh, there's different types of learners.
I am, and I hate this about myself. There's the giver-uppers. I got that in myself too. But I'm the one who's like, let me get knee deep and realize I needed to have bought overalls. That's me, where I'm struggling. I'm like, there has to be a better way. Oh, wait, there's this whole better way.
That is the best part, though, is discovering. And we've all done it. Like, we've started off with, like, the hand mixer, and someone's like, there's got to be a better way.
YouTube. I'm just figuring it out, YouTube.
Wow. It's an almost heart. I'm curious. Why didn't you finish him? You've had 4 days since you started.
I'll tell you why. Oh, shoot. Because I needed that thing that came last night. They can't hear me, but I needed
sorry.
The yarn tufting gun needs a consistent feed of yarn to it. But unlike cross stitching where you are providing the tension, the tufting gun is constantly cutting the tension of yarn. So there's actually no tension at all. So if at any point the yarn ball pulls too much, it pulls it out of the gun. You got to start over. That's why my lines get wonky.
I actually let go of a hobby yesterday.
Who got the cut? Who got the axe? Calligraphy.
No.
Oh.
Dotting mandalas.
Sometimes it was there for a season.
I said, Nate was like, are you tossing your dot mandala kit? And I said, it served its purpose and now it's not serving the purpose.
Here's the thing. Let go, let God. Sometimes it was here for a season and the season was what it was supposed to be here for. Yeah. Hold on. They say there's two types of quitting. Quitting when you figured it out and quitting when you knew you weren't going to it, and both are healthy.
Yes. And that's kind of what the podcast leads to today. I could say, Corey, you sucked at mandala painting.
I thought your rocks were showing up.
You thought my rocks rocked?
Rocked my socks, actually.
But to let go of something is, I want to put my attention towards something else. So I'm not down on myself for getting rid of my hobby. But I want to put my focus.
You are recognizing what the hobby is. And that's what I was talking about. Older sister, Corey, twin sister. We're at that age, the three of us.
Yeah.
End of our 30s.
Yeah.
I think Ashley will be 39 in January.
In like 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. So what it is kind of speaking better to yourself. Now, I love listening to psychology podcasts and books. Yeah. I don't know why. It's my favorite thing to listen to. But a lot of it comes back down to how you treat yourself. Thank you, Printer. I agree with you as well. How you speak to yourself, how you treat yourself is actually how you interface with the rest of the world.
You never know. You're always like, oh, I talk to my husband probably 99% of the time. No, you talk to yourself so much more. Right. The person who's always in your ear is you.
If you're not your best friend, you can't expect anybody else to be.
No.
Right. So if you don't like you, you won't be successful. You're not rooting for you.
Yeah.
And what you don't understand is if you don't like you, you actually turn to other people for validation, which puts them in a weird place they didn't ask to be.
I'm going to tell you, to give someone that much power over you, insane.
But they also don't want the power. Nobody wants to have you as the burden that they have to bring up every morning.
They're trying to get themselves up every morning.
Right. And I see it a lot. Corey and I see it a lot, and Amy see it a lot in the cookie group where you sulk so that other people pick you up off the floor because you don't know how to pick you up off the floor.
Yeah.
And if you don't know how to pick you up at the floor and people are too busy to pick you up off the floor.
I want to tell you what's crazy though. In a post like that, there'll be probably 50 comments of people validating you. And then one comment that speaks that little bit of truth you have in your own mind. And that's the only one that gets the response.
Get out of my head.
I know. So
I always tell Corey, a lot of people are really nice, but I have my own self-doubt. But when somebody says, hey, you seem like you have a subtle side, get out.
Yeah.
Get away. Shut the door.
Yeah. How dare you point out where I was pointing out to myself?
I'm vulnerable. So speaking to yourself in regards to that, and I don't want anyone to think this is the flu, everybody's right, you're all great, the hunky-dory, and just be, was it toxic positivity?
Yeah.
No. We're just going to reframe, which is why we're calling this Lose the Loser.
Uh-huh.
We're going to reframe how we look at our goals in 2026. 'Tis the season to talk about goals. And this is a big time of year where we have to come to terms with the fact that we didn't meet our goals last year.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a loser. You're a failure.
Yeah.
You didn't meet it. You can't do anything right? That is not how you should be talking to yourself. But we're also not going to say you're the best and those goals were losers themselves, not you. That's toxic positivity. Yeah. So right in between both of those is a kind action step to talk to yourself, right? So a great one, Thomas Edison, if he was a bully to Tesla, I don't know. We'll never know. It seems like he was kind of a bully. That said, he had this quote, have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work.
So you could say that he failed 10,000 times. That
he
would
did.
be...
He's accurate. He did not do the thing right 10,000 times.
Yeah, but what he did was reframe it. He found 10,000 ways it didn't work until he found the one way that it did work.
Both are accurate. He failed 10,000 times. It didn't work. He figured out 10,000 ways it doesn't work until he came to the one that works. Both are accurate statements. One reframes him to be more gentle to himself.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're going to be successful if you're constantly beating yourself up.
Oh, you're going to beat yourself into a little pulp and you're just going to be in the corner.
You little shrimp. So you have to be nice to yourself or you're not going to be successful in this. This is already a lonely job. Granted, we have these Facebook groups, which is great, but they're here for a good time, not for a long time. Who knows when this will ever shutter, right? Come on, Zuck. Pull it together. Ray-Ban Meta sunglasses. Carry the two.
Listen, for some reason at the gym, I was staring at the stock market. That's how bored I was. It was just up there. Meta was like the only green one amidst the sea of red.
Cheers to you, Zuck. So for while we have these groups, it's great. But how you speak to yourself will also help you show up in groups differently.
Yeah.
I always say there's ways to ask questions. Pre-sales don't work for me. I'm not doing it anymore. Pre-sales haven't worked for me. What strategy can I build in? So that's what we're going to talk about. The first example, because it's the last 2 days of 2025. I'm going to be honest, typing 2025 into my keyboard was a perfect stretch for my hand.
I like a 5.
6, just out of reach.
Yeah.
And I've been accidentally preferring 5.
5 is just a nice looking number to me.
2025, halfway point. We got 5 out of 10.
It was aesthetically pleasing.
2026, not my fave, but even number, so maybe we'll be okay with it. New Year's resolutions. The bully baker, the baker who does not like themselves, will say, I didn't accomplish any of my resolutions.
Yeah. What they'll do is, even if they accomplished one of them, a really big one, they'll be like, well, look, I didn't finish the 9 other ones.
Because you're not a fan of you.
Yeah.
So you're going to you are your biggest hater.
Yeah.
You're not going to let you have that one. You're going to let you focus on those 9 you didn't get, right?
Yeah.
So you don't like yourself. You're not going to like your business. The believer baker, the baker who believes in himself, says, I recalibrated this year how big my resolutions can be before they become too overwhelming for me.
Yeah.
So Corey and I were saying, like, I'm going to do I'll tell you guys, I did a fitness competition years and years ago. And I did hire a guy because I thought that would be smart. Because, they're like better than me.
He was giving her a meal plan. She was checking in with each week.
I'm a full fan of hiring somebody smarter than you to help you.
Sure.
Massive upswing, right? So he would say, listen, we're going to do a meal plan, high protein, high greens, low carbs, no sugar. It was gross.
Yeah.
It was mostly chicken, actually. But on Fridays, every Friday, between 5 and 8 p.m., There are no rules. And I was like, well, that's weird. He was like, right. 2 reasons. He said, if you can never have something, it becomes the only thing you think about.
Sure.
He said, but if you can have something every week, it becomes the thing you look forward to.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. I said, but wouldn't that undo all the effort? He's like, at the end of the day, you're still going to fill up. Even it's on Oreos, you can only eat so many. you should see me try.
Yeah.
But having that less restrictive approach to things.
And more of a positive thing.
So it's funny, the older sister and Corey, oddly, have come to this realization that maybe TikTok is too addictive.
It is.
So Ashley texted me yesterday. She said, I have had to uninstall TikTok like you do. And she said it like I do because I actually install it every Friday.
Yeah.
I treat TikTok exactly the same way I treated those Oreos, double stuffed, triple stuffed, mega stuffed, that I get it to look forward to. On Friday, it's my ceremonial. The week is done. Work is over for now. I go upstairs.
A little sweet treat.
A little sweet treat. Sometimes I even get a little sweet treat.
Even better, double sweets.
A little Talenti and a little TikTok. Never nobody. So Ashley's like, I feel so like I'm so addicted to TikTok because it is addicting. It's entertaining. But she's like, but I feel so bad after I watch it. So she has us reading a book together called The Dose, and I'm listening to it. I'm not reading it. And I was listening to the first chapter, and the guy says, you got to understand this. Your brain is constantly in a state of equilibrium. So when something goes too far left, it starts swinging right because it needs you to stay in the center. And that's what dopamine is. And he says, if you are always in the feel good period, when you're done with the feel good period, the brain has to swing into the negative. It's a lot of like hangovers.
Yeah.
So I have alcohol, it feels great, dopamine released. No alcohol, your brain swings into the negative, and that's why you have a hangover.
Yeah.
Right? Anxiety. So New Year's resolutions. I didn't accomplish any of my resolutions. What does that make you want to do? Not make any more.
Yeah. Give up.
Right. Why would I beat myself up and then sign up to be beat up again?
Yeah.
Or the believer breaker, you know what? Those were a little too aggressive. I've learned a lot this year. I'm going to recalibrate these to be my Berkeleys. We talked about in the last podcast.
Yeah. But also to celebrate the things you did accomplish. So let's say if you had 10 goals and you accomplished one goal really well, you failed at 9. You didn't accomplish 9. You can celebrate that you did one really, really well.
That was one goal that was really outfitted for your mental state.
Yeah.
Classes. Corey and I were saying fascinating.
These
Who
are
hasn't
like,
bought a class and never taken
and not
right?
classes in teaching classes. Courses that you
online courses.
Yeah.
We sell the Cookie College. I'm right there with you guys. The trench you're in without your overalls, me as well. The bully baker and Corey was talking about macarons. She said, you know, your macarons taste great.
Thanks.
Corey had us buy macarons from not a local bakery, it was a chain bakery. And she was like, I want everyone to see how much better these are than mine. That's what you're saying, right? And you're like, look at the caps. Yeah. The caps are solid. Look at the feet. Look at the feet. Where are their feet? I suck at macarons and I don't enjoy making them. That's what the bully baker would say. Corey's caps, hollow. So she could say, well, it's just not for me, which I almost feel like you have for the last 6 months. I haven't seen a lot of Mac action.
It's just when you're good at something, you do it again.
But per the book called The Dose, he said the act of doing something that you don't want is actually building up a dopamine release because you put the negative.
The dopamine I'll get when I crack open a Mac and it's filled.
Mac crack.
Oh, it'll be unlike.
Right. So he said you got 2 options. You can either do the fun thing now and the brain swings into the negative, or you can do the negative thing now and the brain swings into the positive.
Yeah.
So Corey, didn't you sit down and take a Mac class yesterday?
What's funny is I had bought the Pies and Tacos macaron class 1 year ago.
Okay.
And it has sat as a boulder in my brain that I have purchased something and not done it. So I said in this weird time, you sit down and you take it. My husband, every time you finish a little course that has a little song, little doodad, he came up, he said, if I hear that song one more time, like, because I was retaking one to make sure he was just hearing this, and I took it.
How did it feel mentally, dopamine, when you finished class?
To finish the class was a dopamine hit.
Mm-hmm.
Were my macarons good after class? No.
But you know that if you work towards that, the dopamine hit when that cap is full.
Oh, it'll be.
So the believer baker says, I'm really close to figuring out macarons. I just need one final course to close out the gap. You see how the other one said, like, this isn't for me. I don't like it. Get these courses away. I'm a loser. I bought this stuff. Very negative self-talk, right? The believer baker said, hey, listen, I have all the materials now to crack the code.
Yeah.
Crack the Mac.
Right?
And I'm close. People love the way they taste. They decently like the way they look. I know they're not there yet, but I am so close to solving the equation.
Yeah. And
right
at the end of the day, My macarons look good. They taste good. They mature that you wouldn't even know that they weren't filled. So
Toddlers.
I always can rest back on the fact that they're fine.
Instead of seeing the gap between full caps and empty caps as the mile-long thing, you can look at it as the last few feet of the race.
Yeah.
You done
I'm
most
almost
of the
there.
hard work.
And I said, my macarons at the end of the day, totally fine. People would punch the air to have a macaron that grows feet in a little Shelly cap.
Punching the air. Punching all the
But
air.
at the end of the day, I want to be confident, so much so that when something comes in, I'm not holding my breath the entire time.
Unfortunately, the counterpoint to confidence is that at one point you were very unconfident and you stomached it.
Still there. Still there.
But you're getting there because
yes.
everybody, and we talked about this in the last podcast, every Everest summiter had a Berkeley.
Yeah.
Right. But when you're walking around Berkeley, are you calling yourself a loser who can't handle Mount Everest? Or are you saying, wow, I've never walked Berkeley before. Here I go.
I know. So what I told myself, a palpable so I took the course, made the macarons. They still sucked. Okay. That could be where I took the course and I still suck.
What if they didn't suck? What if they're pretty close? They're just not there yet.
They're just not. So what I'm saying is I'll make one batch a week for my family to eat.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Time it out with my little Fridays.
I made them yesterday.
Half
cracks, half not cracks.
Cracks in the caps.
Cracks in the caps.
Okay.
Half of them did, half of them didn't.
Okay. So, and it's one thing, and that's why I like to say that we try to keep sugar cookie marketing a pretty safe space so you can fail forward, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I've cracks in my caps. What am I doing wrong here? And nobody's going to laugh react at you. If they do, they'll get banned. So you don't have to worry about that, right? So you can be as vulnerable as possible and have people brainstorm with you. You're so close. I've actually cracked the code and here's how I cracked it.
Right. Yeah.
I cracked the code so I didn't crack my max.
But here's the thing. I'd have to fail a little bit, which is sad and anti-dopamine.
But build in the failure as part of the process.
Yeah.
I know that me and rug tufting, it's not going to be a song and dance. I'm not naturally gifted. Almost that sets me free.
You're naturally more gifted than I.
I'm not. I'm naturally more consistent, I think. Okay. I decided to buy a motorcycle and I bought a motorcycle that was too big. So then I had to buy a small motorcycle. So now I have 2 motorcycles. I have 2 insurance payments on these motorcycles. I have to pay to park these motorcycles and I have all this gear. It was a lot of money. But the thought of getting on the motorcycle, the thought of potentially injuring myself and not being good at it and then being mocked. Like if I fell off
injuring the motorcycle, which apparently is and I'm not a cyclist,
Yes.
motor
you can
girl.
injure the motorcycles. There's
You
a lot
can
of injuries.
injure that, which apparently is so embarrassing because you can actually see.
It's a visual representation of being a loser. Yeah. So I said, well, the overwhelming thought is don't fail, don't go. Don't get on it.
Oh,
Don't
you'll
go
never fail if you
downstairs.
don't get on there.
Don't sweat. I don't have to be hungry. I don't have to be tired. I don't have to be sweaty if I don't. So I said right there, Heather, there's the problem right there. 20 minutes. Give me 20 minutes. Give me 20 minutes. Go on the bike, sit on it. I don't care if you don't leave the parking lot. Be on it for 20 minutes.
So your 20 minutes was my one batch a week.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And my dopamine is that I did the 20 minutes, not that I'm excellent at motorcycles.
Yeah.
Enough 20 minutes, you're going to be pretty good at something. So me and rug tufting got on there 20 minutes a day.
There you go.
I'm gonna suck, but my crown is that I did the 20 minutes, not that I created a perfect rug.
Because here's the thing, you're not going to create a perfect rug.
Build in failure. It's a part of the process. Yeah. It's the 10,000 ways it doesn't work to get to the one where it does. And I just know, like, if we fall in love with the newborn baby deer feeling, because that's the secret to no cracks in your max. Photography, Bully Baker. See this one a lot. My photos just suck. Like, they're just not good. I see those comments and I'm like, that's a person who's given up on trying. Well, because you're like, but girls, I did the 20. I did it. I did all the things. It's still not working. I'm not getting what I want. Here's the thing. You're close. You're cracking the code.
Yeah.
You're still on the path. Don't turn back now. You see that meme? It's always these 2 men digging.
Yes.
And one's like sad. And the other guy, but on the other side.
a thing of diamonds.
Yeah. I might post it in the group. But it's saying like he was so close to that one last 20 minutes where it clicks, where it clicks. And he turns away because he's like, it's just not for me. The Bully Baker is that my photos suck. I've tried. Listen, whatever the sun, whatever you guys are staging, it's just not for me. I am going to give up on this. The Believer Baker says, I'm glad I'm consistently taking photos, but I understand there's a gap between what I want and what I'm getting. I'm going to approach each aspect individually now, lighting, staging, and post-processing, and then we're going to work from there. So the person is like, I'm taking the photos, I don't like them, but I am taking them, right? Let me tell you, every time you take that photo, you're getting a little better. You just don't realize
I
it.
promise. I told Heather as I was clearing out my Google Drive of old photos, I sucked.
But you loved it then, and you failed for it. Without taking the photos 3 years ago and taking photos for 3 more years, Corey wouldn't have the photo. One day, Corey will look at the photos today and hate them just as much.
For sure. I'll be like,
Can you believe? A lot better. She even said, my blown out era. I deleted my blown out era. So the believer baker is going to say, okay, we've got the bones. We just need the meat and potatoes. It's got good bone. You know, I say the house, it's got good bones. It's got good bones. Right. It needs time and it needs conditioning, right? It needs that like putting in that little extra zhuzh, right? So it's okay. Lighting. Let me just focus on lighting. The other stuff, the staging, the props, let me take those out of the picture. We're closer. I've got them. I know I'm there. You can see Corey's surrounded by tufting equipment.
Yeah.
I have no idea what to do with it, but it's here. It's here. I'm going to do it. 20 minutes. That will be solved eventually, whatever that powder is behind you. But I'm going to approach each aspect. Okay, lighting. Guys, hey guys, here's my picture. I have big shadows. Okay, you guys are telling me indirect natural light. Like, where do I go in the house? Like, can somebody post a picture of what indirect natural light is and direct natural? Like, explain it to me. I'm a newborn baby deer.
And Heather doesn't realize she's in a tufting group that is public.
I hate it. I know. Listen, I fully realize you guys are seeing my questions.
But because I interact with Heather so much on social media, if Heather farts once, it's going to show it to me.
Corey's like, so what you asked.
So I said, and Heather's asking baby deer questions.
I even say I would like to apologize for the childlike nature of this question. But listen, man, I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
And I think you know that I'm going to get it.
Oh, you're asking the right questions. And every time I've started something new, because I've started many a new thing, cake pops, macarons, cookies, mandala painting. It takes those questions where you look dumb.
But once you say, like, that's a part of the process. The dumb is the win.
It's what I'm proud of you is asking the dumb questions, because that means you're trying. When people are just like, I tried, I hate it, doesn't work for me. People who say, I hate taking my stage photos suck. You're done. There's a period at the end of that sentence. But if you're like, my stage photo sucks.
Question.
Where can I find natural light? I'm like,
when I was 19,
there's a glimpse.
I bought a manual transmission car. Did not know how to drive it. I don't know why. My ego was unbridled at the time. I buy the car. Cannot figure it out. My dad doesn't know to formulate the words that get it to click in my brain. We would go out for hours and just stall. And he'd be like, why? And then we'd drive home, but we'd go back. So finally I was like, okay, we have Glenn, we have me, we have the car. These 3 things aren't the completed picture. So I joined a Facebook group. Oh no, I'm sorry. Forum. It was before it was a forum on a website for the car. And I put on my big girl panties amongst a lot of men and I said, hello. I cannot figure out the clutch. And there's about 50 comments calling me an idiot. But a guy said, listen, do not worry about the gas pedal yet. He said, as slow as your toes could possibly move from the floor to the top of that clutch pedal, let it out as slow as possible. He said, somewhere along that line, the car will start lurching forward. That's your catch point. He said, until you know exactly where that is, don't worry about the gas. And so I figured out, he's like, now that you've learned where it is, which is actually 75% up on the pedal, now add gas. And it clicked. That was it. That guy said it in a way my brain was there. But if I had listened to all the other guys.
Yeah. Oh, you would have been. You were like
automatic right now.
What they would have been telling you was what you were already telling yourself.
I'm a loser.
I will say, the way I learned is I was selling cars.
Yes.
And every time another sales associate helped a customer, they got half the sale of the car. That's a lot.
Interesting CarMax math.
Yeah, so I couldn't drive stick. So anytime I asked someone to help me drive a stick shift to the route that you take, little test drive, I lost half the sale for nothing. So one guy said, come with me. He said, I hope you have nothing to do for 1 hour.
I love people like this.
I was like, okay. We went to it had a gradient, a little hill, and it was a Jeep with no AC.
Oh, he really kind of made you start there on the
And
hard
I
part.
said, why are we on a hill? Why doesn't it have AC? He's like, you're going to learn faster when you're hot because you're going to try to get out of the car.
Love it. I'm here for it.
What is it when you don't go? When you
stall.
I stalled 52 times in a row. We went probably 2 inches forward. And he was like, you're going to get it. Keep doing it. He was not frustrated. He was on his phone. He was just on his.
So that's how you know you're learning. Got some neck. So literally failing and lurching forward.
Inch by inch.
But that is how it clicks, is that the trop. And I always say, Corey and I love Top Gun too, right?
Yeah.
We always call it Coffin's Corner. Like we're like, can we take the jet at full speed around Coffin Corner?
If you, this isn't gonna, it's not gonna lose you. When they're testing if they could do Coffin's Corner, everyone says this flight is impossible. Thomas Delano Cruz. I don't know if that's his name. Takes this little jetty out and he's like, it's not impossible. He believed in himself, and so he did.
Because he said, I am the guy who's capable of this. And I think it's kind of pie in the sky, woo-woo, I believe in yourself, toxic. And I think the way you speak to yourself and the way you look at failures, reframing it as not a failure, but another way we learned it didn't work for me.
Yeah.
Makes the difference between the baker you say, oh, I just wish I could be them, and the baker who's like, I quit a couple years ago because market saturation.
Yeah. In my notes app, because Pies and Taco says every time you bake, take a note.
That's smart.
Mine says 5 cracks.
Corey said I'm going to cough right into that air. You take a little swig.
Yeah.
Heimlich?
Oh,
Heimlich?
no.
We're doing the Heimlich?
No, not right.
Do you need some little Heimlich action?
It's in my throat.
Some Heimlich head action?
They're still listening. Sorry. So sorry. I don't know.
As you exhale into their ear. Okay. The photography talk, Corey's going to try to survive.
Sorry.
Podcast can watch a real life Heimlich maneuver if you guys subscribe. Big breaks. We're exiting the holiday rush and we're entering the era of Baker's big breaks.
It's not the lull. It's not the doldrums of the summer.
It's the overwhelmed double candle burnout break.
Yes.
Where you turn to your social media and you say, you people and your last minute orders.
Yeah.
I'm taking a break, whether you announce an end date or until I feel better. Breaks are hard to market around. I'll be honest. If you take a big break, you're hurting your marketing.
I want to say,
life.
I can tell the verbiage that the baker's saying to themselves. They pushed you beyond your limits. They begged you for last minute orders. They were showing up, and your boundaries were honestly like a hurdle, and they were trying to get
we will Iron Man
the gold medal.
Yeah.
And you're saying to yourself, it's me against these customers.
Yeah. Corey and I constantly say, can't hate the clients.
You can't hate your clients.
A lot of the times we say no client bashing. And you guys are like, yeah, because drama breeds drama. Yeah, that's part of it for sure. The other side is once you hate your clients, you're beginning to close.
Oh,
the clients are the lifeblood. And yes, they're frustrating. The minute you hate everybody for the actions of a few is the minute you just let your competition get a one over on you.
Yeah. And so you're like, oh, the twins don't allow bashing. No, we're trying to save you from getting to that point.
That
because it's
voice
hard
in
to
your head.
turn around.
That voice in your head that says, put on your boxing gloves. We got another inquiry. Bing, bing. Don't you dare. Don't you know how long it takes to make cookies? So we're reframing this. The bully baker said, I'm going to take this break. It's going to ruin my business. I know. Because the twin said breaks ruin business. No, they slow it down for sure. Right? I can't. But here's where we can believe in yourself. Instead of taking off the entire month, I'm going to take off 1 full week. Okay. I got to get myself that. I'm going to take the full week off. Not going to work. The next week, I'm going to not take orders, but I'm going to sit down and I'm going to reframe a little bit of my approach to business. I'm going to come up with a strategy. I'm going to update some spreadsheets. There's some data I wish I had last year that I don't have this year. I heard the Berkeley podcast. Maybe I'm going to be listening to the twins while I do this, and I'm going to reacquaint myself with a business that I like. So instead of the big break, I'm hanging up the old apron. You guys won't get a hold of me. I don't know when I'm coming back. Screw you.
Yeah.
We're going to do that. Like, hey, I do need a little break. I need a little breaky break. I think that's very humanizing.
Sure.
But this year, I'm going to build a strategy that has little breaks throughout.
Sure.
So I don't hate these clients.
Yeah.
And maybe there's a couple clients that are not making the cut this year, right? We tried you. We put you out on A team, B team, C team. You're not it. We're going to blacklist you.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting rid of you, I can love everybody else more.
Absolutely. What bakers like to tell them, and Heather's right. When you start hating the people who pay your bills,
no problem.
It's rough to get back to liking them. So if we have to shave off a few of the annoying clients, let's do that. If we have to create a boundary around big holidays so we don't feel the burnout, let's do that.
Right. And then I say to Corey, them asking, hey, are you available? It's fine. Par for the course. Who's to know how long it takes to make cookies? It's a question. I say, hey, can I get my car detailed? Can I do it tomorrow? I said my grandmother, she wanted to get some leaf cleaning up around. She immediately submits the inquiry.
Yeah.
She looks at me. Not even a joke in her eyes. She said, do you think they'll come here in the next hour? I said, I've got to get into your mind right now.
Okay. To that, I got a star chip in my windshield.
Corey got a rock in her windshield.
Rock in my windshield. I did Google mobile.
Immediate.
A little bit in my brain. That's what I thought because you're mobile.
So I said, hey, while I have you in this state of leaf removal, why do you think they'd be available in the next hour? And she's like, well, maybe they have nothing to do. And I'd be the only thing they have to do. That's where it was such an innocent. If you see Ruth Ann, you see pure innocence in her face, right? She genuinely thought this big company has nothing to do and they might be able to be in the next hour.
What? Fall is gone. She barely has any leaves. So I could see where she could come at.
And she is if we picture every client as gams
as
and say they probably meant this innocently, they just don't know any better. Maybe we could stop hating our clients. Mm-hmm. There are those rotten buggers out there that need to be.
For sure.
Yeah. I'll beat them up. Send me out there. Give me their address. I'll find out who they are. I'll take them out back and teach them a lesson. Okay. But for everybody else, they pay our bills. They are special. They are great. They had many, many choices at a saturated market and they picked you.
Yeah.
You treat them like royalty. But someone said to me, don't tell them to refund that. You're training them that she'll bake cookies and give them their money back. I was like, you're training them that she'll bake cookies. And if you're not happy, she'll make sure you're happy.
Reframing.
A lot of us, I was telling Corey, I really hate talking to strangers. It's a new experience every time. You just don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
I am not going forth and saying, hey, can I order your cupcakes? Aha, I'm going to get my money back and these cupcakes. That would be way too much for me. And I think most people are like, I just wanted the cupcakes. I just wanted the cupcakes and no problem. I recently got my car washed at the mall, has this car wash. It looks like they almost forgot to bend over and wash the bottom half of the car. And I said, wow, I don't like my results here. But I reached out to them and I said, it's really important for me to give you guys full access to make this right. How can we work together? No, we'll have to be. I'm going to take that. I'm actually running a mental test for them and me to see where's the point at which they would.
I wonder if anyone's even manning the
So I said, for me to assume that. Granted, it was like, text us your thoughts.
I know.
Okay, maybe nobody's checking it. Maybe nobody that can call the shots is checking it. I'm going to go try to find an email address and just see where this goes.
Sure.
Because instead of running to that 1-star review, which nobody likes, let's see if we can find a common ground. I don't want you to give me your firstborn child.
Yeah.
But I would like those wheels a little hooked.
Yeah.
So with brakes. You know that brakes suck in terms of marketing and strategy, but they are also a necessary thing, especially if you burnt the candle from both ends.
Yeah. So instead of saying, guys, you burnt me out, I'm done, clients don't contact me, we can say, hey guys, trying to come back bigger, better, stronger, faster.
On the flip side, instead of beating yourself up for taking this break because you know I'm a loser and I can't handle the heat in the kitchen and now everyone's going to take my leads, you can say, Head, you need the break, right? Let's take off a week. A week. What's a week? No, a week is nothing. And then the next week, we have our inquiry turn up, but we're going to re-strategize and maybe take a break a quarter. And maybe that break is 3 full days instead of 7, instead of 14, instead of 28. So you can talk to yourself better and still do things that advocate for yourself without being, because a break where you just spent 7 days beating yourself up, what kind of break is that?
Yeah, right.
Right? That's when I find that people probably leave Sugar Cookie Marketing Group because they don't feel adequate. There's a lot of people posting wins. And I see that quote going around, you know, just surviving is a win. It is, right? But when you're beating yourself up and you see people win, you're taking their wins as a punch to the gut.
That's you. Your win took something off my plate.
Yeah,
and I am even worse than I was.
But what if we reframe that? Their win is one more access point to a strategy you didn't have otherwise. Because I would say, and this is what I say to people, like, I love that win. How did you get there?
Yeah.
What did you do differently?
Give us a little tidbit. Let us look behind the curtain.
I'll tell you right now, if somebody posts their win, they would love for you to ask how they got there. They would love to tell you how. They need you to ask, right? So you got to ask them instead of saying, well, you suck because I didn't have as many wins, so I'm a loser and you make me feel bad about myself, so I never want to see you again. I'm going to leave the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group. Instead, you can say, I like what you did. I didn't do that. How did you get there? Help me get there.
Yeah.
5, example, and we see this around this week as well. I barely made any Christmas pre-sales. The bully baker would say to themselves, competition has taken over market share. There's too many bakers, not enough buyers. That's why my pre-sale failed.
Yeah.
The believer baker. I recognize I've actually not cultivated an audience for pre-sales. I'm going to host more pre-sales this year leading up to Christmas so that come Christmas, my clients know how it works. Corey has not run many pre-sales.
I just do DIY kits as pre-sales. They do fairly well. I haven't done anything. One time years ago, I did those pencils. Do you remember?
Yes.
sold 100 of them. And it scared me. There's too many people.
Right. So Corey said, Heather, this year, we're actually one of the boot camps we're going to do is a pre-sale boot camp. But Corey said, I'm going to bake in some pre-sales leading up to Christmas.
Yeah.
So she's got her Christmas strategy going. She knows that throughout the year, her strategy will morph as she gets more data points to making a decision here. But she was like, here's what I'm going to do. So now we're talking about, instead of like pre-sale, we're going to say, okay, what would the logistics need to be?
Yeah.
What are the themes? And you see a lot of people like, what are the themes? What are the packets? What's the price point? How are we going to handle with Cottage Law's checkout? Like, are we going to man this? We're going to not. We're going to pre-sale. How it's going to look? What's pickup going to look like? So that's instead of Corey doing a pre-sale, her audience doesn't even know what the word is. They don't know what it means. They never even interface with her that way. Obviously, she got scared of pencils 2 years ago. They'd be like, well, pre-sales aren't for me. My audience doesn't like them.
Yeah.
They don't know what they are.
Right. I can't fault them for that. And I can't fault myself for my first pre-sale not knocking it out of the park when I haven't even dipped my big toe in there.
I want to tell you, when Corey and I first started teaching cookie classes, I had to cancel first one. It was also timed poorly with COVID. But we had to cancel it for no attendance.
Yeah.
Had we say the market doesn't like cookie classes.
Oh.
Okay, had we gotten to the fifth one, we didn't sell out. We didn't start selling out. We also taught a lot more, so it was harder to sell out. We didn't start selling out for years later.
Yeah.
Had we said, well, I haven't sold out yet. And this is, I'm only saying 10 seats, bucko.
I know.
We're not filling 10 seats. But it's just not, my ear just doesn't support it, which you see a lot of people say. At this point, now we're 5 or 6 years into these classes, there's a wait list. There's people saying, where are your courses? Why aren't you posting it?
Yeah.
We want to sign up. We want to give gift cards. We like them so much. Had we made the first, the second, the fifth, the 10th, make the decision for the 50th, 60th, 70th, we would have missed out on so much opportunity.
So much. My Valentine's Day pre-sale is not going to be for the record books. Let me tell you.
She's going to be one of the 10,000 ways not to run a pre-sale.
Yeah, for sure. But what I'm going to do is my audience is going to be introduced to something new. That's already a win.
So Corey and I, we've already started talking about how we can word it.
Yeah.
Because just the phrase, like, how can we get them to understand what this is? So instead of pre-sale, we're actually going to call it pre-order. See how that works. Maybe we'll go back to pre-sale. I don't know. We're going to say, what does a marketing campaign look like this? Does it need to be 8 weeks? Does it need to be impulsive? Does it need to be 2 weeks? What does it look like? If we do it 6 weeks and she doesn't sell out, does it mean it needs more or less?
Sure. But what I'm going to have is more knowledge going into my next one, let's say Easter.
And you're going to retool it. You're going to borrowing this, scrapping that, moving forward. By Christmas, if Corey does, let's say she does 3 and then the 4th one is Christmas, do you think she'll be better or worse than if she only did 1 for Christmas? We all know the answer.
Better.
We all know the answer. So why aren't we operating in accordance with the answers? And I think it's because quitting almost relieves the lack of dopamine. It's like, because I'm not struggling, I don't have to suffer.
It's because you struggled for a little bit and then you're like, it didn't work. Then you're relinquished from having to ever struggle again.
But if you struggle for a little bit and then you struggle for a lot of bit, you gain the benefits of both a little bit and a lot of bit because you win.
Yeah.
Okay. So it kind of sucks to struggle a little bit and quit each time because you're like, I struggled. I did the thing and then I quit, but then I did this thing and I quit. You're doing a lot of struggling and very little winning.
How I see bakers do it is they only do a pre-sale pre-order around Christmas time because they see everyone else selling out of theirs.
Yes.
But they still never cultivated the audience from the last one that didn't go well. So of course this one has no data points. You did it, you've 1 whole year's gone and now you have side by side both failures.
I see a lot of Eddies getting sold around this time. You can't sell in the Eddie group, but I'm in the other groups where you can sell, right? And then they're just posting on their pages. And I think it was, and that's why people say, should I get these direct to food printers? Yeah, they're great. They're a great aspect of business. They'll bring you more revenue, but they don't bring in revenue just because you bought it.
Sure.
They bring in revenue because you hit the pavement multiple times over months and months and months and months and told people and explained to people and showed people and brought them to networking events and gave them away and did this and posted that and reeled this. That's how the Eddie works.
Yeah.
That's how the big blue works, the small blue, whatever it is. The thing that you have it's not if you build it, they will come. It's if you build it and market it over a long period of time, it'll come. Mm-hmm. And I think it's like, but I did the hard part. I bought the $3,000 thing. Oh, I'm so sorry. There was more to the hard part.
And for the pre-sales, I bought all the cute packaging and cutters.
I did the price points that you guys said. I popcorned it, girls. I popcorned it.
My Valentine's Day is not going to be for the record books. But what it's going to do is help me get a record book maybe December.
Corey's compassionate talk to herself will be the A+ is because you did it, not because it won.
Yeah.
Right?
If I make no sales, I'm still going to be happy because I did it.
my motorcycle, my tufting won't be because I made a wreck today. It's because I did it for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But 20 minutes over a long period of time equals really cool looking rugs. That is just the way it is. There is no other way around this. We're not naturally gifted. And in that is the blessing.
Yeah. It's almost releasing. And the small dopamine hit that I'm giving myself, it's not, Corey, if you make $1,000 on Valentine's Day, that's your dopamine hit. My dopamine hit in my little Friday Oreo stash eating thing, my TikTok download is, Corey, if you do it,
you won.
There's
a lot of suffering into getting it done, right? And it won't be the best. It won't be even kind of good. It will be okay. But that is the gift, is Corey. And that's that reframing. Find one of the 10,000 ways it doesn't work. And congratulations, only 9,999. So like that is the goal. And failing forward continually. The lurch of the stalled clutch, moving the car forward to eventually be able to drive it without even thinking about it is a thing. We have a new cousin. He is a cousin. He's my cousin's kid.
The baby?
The baber. I look at him and I'm like, wow, everything he's doing, he's having to learn it. And we're watching. just to cry, he had to think about because you're like, I need to convey information and I have no idea how my body works. I just got this thing. I have no idea how my fingers work. So when he first came, I think he's 6 months old. 4 months old.
Yeah.
When he first came over, I was like, that is just a fleshy person.
A little ball.
No facial expressions. I hadn't learned him.
Yeah.
Then he comes over 2 months. I'm like, wow, he is looking at people in the eyes. He wasn't able to look at people in the eyes. Now his head bobbling about.
Yeah.
A true bobblehead. He is looking at each person's face. He came over at Christmas.
The man could stand.
We were holding him. He was smiling and he was laughing. I was like, this dude has to put in the 20 minutes a day. That's literally his whole body. But he is failing forward.
Right.
I got him a rattle. He gripped it and he shook it.
Yes.
And he giggled. Like, wow, that's so much progress in 4 months, buddy.
His dopamine hit a little milk at the end of it.
At the end of it, he is. So we are newborn babies, gripping things and trying to learn how our facial muscles work. And his mom, Sarah, our cousin-in-law, I guess. Yeah. Cousin-in-law, cousin. She was like watching him. She's like, I'm watching him form the
brain cells
that connect these things, like
the neurons.
They're forming little connections. And she's like, every time he gets more and more engaging. That is us. Yeah. We're newborn baby bakers, and everything we do, it starts over the clock. And you can do 20 minutes, and that's the A+.
And the thing about it is being kind to yourself. I did the 20 minutes. That's the goal. Not I made a rug in 20 minutes. I did something hard for 20 minutes. While Heather's undone rug is right there. It's probably got 5 lines of a heart. Cute shape, by the way. Would make a great cookie cutter.
Yeah, big old gap. I ran out of thread. I was throwing things against the wall when the tuft pulled out of the tufting gun.
Did it pull out and then you have to restart the line? Is that why it's going off?
Yeah, that's why we're just going off. Really, it's my cortisol level if you want to see it in graph form.
But here's the thing. Heather doesn't have a rug made yet. But she has 20 minutes under her belt of things she did wrong that she's learning from to be better.
Things I know. How to make this canvas.
There you go.
How to set up a tufting gun.
Yeah.
Turns out you need to oil the thing. Said it in the instructions. Wouldn't have known that until I opened the box.
And probably when we went to the tufting class, they've already been oiled.
Didn't. You see right there? Oil came in the other day.
Oh.
You have to oil them every 4 hours. Now I know. Yarn math doesn't make sense. Some of it's $12, some of it's $2. We don't know. Did I go to Michael's? Have I been to a Michael's in years? No.
I went with Heather.
Corey watched me struggle. She watched my baby legs walk to the yarn and grab
guys
bunches.
As us with so many cookie cutters. It was a child walking for the first time.
Mom, should I get this pink or this red? Anyways,
how are you feeling, little baby?
So that is what it is. And I know sometimes you get that aggressive bakers like being kind to yourself is quitting. We're in business. We don't quit, right? We don't quit. You're listening to this podcast about making money because that's what you're here to do. So I'm not going to tell you to quit. I'm not going to tell you to take the first quarter off. I'm going to tell you, let's bake in that baby-centric A+ for showing up into the strategy.
With all the factors in a solopreneurship against you, don't make another one yourself.
I know. And and Ashley said it the other day. She was like, she said something about how she speaks to herself. And I was like, I'm pretty understanding. Like if you heard my internal monologue about myself, a lot of times I call myself like, baby girl, it's pretty close. You're getting a little crazy. Just slow down just a little bit. Just take it in stride and it's good. But she's like, I'm massively rude to myself. One time I was talking to my cousin and I
Our
told
older
her,
cousin.
Jen.
Yeah.
And she was like, if you hurt, she's like, nobody can hurt my feelings because I already hurt my feelings. That's how I
Yeah.
speak to myself. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, that would be a very stressful existence. You'd be in fear of anybody else who mirrors what you said to yourself. The way you speak to yourself really does matter.
It does. It does. And
How do you speak to yourself?
pretty kindly.
Let's hear it.
Okay, the macarons.
Yeah.
I'm like, shoot. Let me count. 35 worked out on this sheet, but 10 worked out on the next sheet. You're getting it, girl.
Great.
But out of 60, only 15 worked out.
What if you said out of 60, only 15 worked out? You're not good at this. Just let it go.
Oh, absolutely.
How you speak to yourself. Woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo stuff. How you speak to yourself does set the tone if you're going to be successful or not. And I can see through the way you post on social media how you speak to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
my
can
son,
see
he's a teenage, almost 16 at this point, talks very negatively to himself, even to me. So I couldn't imagine what's going on in his brain.
I know.
So I'm like, dude, you're got to be your number one fan,
You got
man.
to, man.
Yeah.
You got to be your number one fan.
Yeah, so I'm trying. I'm getting his teeth straight. We're getting acne taken care of. I'm doing all I can outside, dude.
The rest of it, a lot of it, is psychology.
Yeah.
It's just, it's the internal monologue. Do you know some people don't talk to themselves? They don't know how. They didn't know they were because they never heard of it before.
I don't think I ever learned
Do you think they're
it.
happier?
Probably.
No, it's their brain's incapable of it. It's not that it was a learned thing.
I talk to myself all the
I do
time.
a lot of reasoning, and I like to get in my own head there. It's where we make big problems, small problems massive.
You know how you explained your color pants today? You said purple pants, gray top, black.
Uh-huh.
I could picture that in my brain. Some people don't have the ability to
That's
picture
what they
that.
say. That's the internal monologue where they cannot picture, they cannot do outside of the verbal, actual exchange of information. There's no
I
more
couldn't
dialogue.
imagine that.
Yeah, crazy girls.
You would be just discovering everything for the first time. You
But
say
then you don't have time to
pre-game
pick
it in my
yourself up.
brain.
Because you're not doing it.
I know, but I liked when I'm like looking at a cutter shape, I can pre-game it in my brain before I do it. But if I didn't have to, I would just be learning as I went. I'd be seeing it as I go.
You know, I'm pretty good at parallel parking. It's because I can picture the overhead vision of the car as I'm backing in.
But
Sometimes
if you didn't have that, you would be...
I would be flying blind.
You might be hitting curbs.
I'd be hitting cars. So that takes us through today's podcast. Like, I hope you understand that big takeaway is like, yes, there's winning and there's losing. That's true. But there's small wins that make big wins. And there's looking at small wins as losses that make big losses. And how you look at that and how you reframe it. And maybe you're like, I've really, really trained myself to be a bully to myself.
Yeah.
But what if you have the first thought as bully? And I was looking into psychology, some podcast, and it was like, the first thought's always the first thought. But the second thought is your choice.
True.
So the first thought, you're a loser. The second thought, you either confirm you're a loser or you say, you know what? Actually, I am not a loser. I am closer to being a winner than I ever was.
Yeah. I'm going to say if you can reframe your negativity into positivity, you're going to have a great 2026 regardless of what happens. You know?
It's Corey and I were talking about retraining stuff, people, actions, approaches. You just don't, it's not a switch. It's a constant effort. And over time, that effort starts showing. Just like in the gym, I took a massive hiatus from the gym, I'll be honest. So I went the other day, lightweight, deadlift. I was at 55s on each side. I went back down to 25. I could hardly walk the next day.
Interesting.
Right. If I had gone there and gone straight to 55s on the deadlift, I wouldn't have been able to pick it up.
I'm quitting.
I'm a loser.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead, I said, you know what? I'm here. Here was the problem.
Yeah.
That was the goal.
Yeah.
And then we retrain that. And just like the muscle takes time to get stronger, so is talking to yourself. If you have been a bully for 37 years, in 37 years and one day, you're not going to suddenly be the nicest person to yourself.
If you can just recognize it.
Yes. See it.
I see. I was really mean to myself right there.
Yes. A lot of the times, and you guys are going to hate this, they say journaling and meditation are the way to retrain that brain because you get in front of that anxiety, that anxiousness, and you say, okay, what am I going to say to myself today? What I'm going to write down that I'm going to say to myself today is XYZ.
If anything, wake up in the morning, write one thing down you like about
They
yourself.
say it really
One
changes
thing
it.
you
If you
like
have
about
to
yourself.
think about yourself positive, well, I don't like anything about myself, then write 3. Buddy.
Yeah.
Bucko.
You do. There's something, you got to break through whatever that is.
And then I'm going to just, if you have a really hard time looking at yourself positively, maybe it's time to talk to a therapist. Maybe outside help is the help that you need. So that takes us through this, the Cookie College and the rebirth of the podcast, which won't be violent, but it'll just be more structured in a new avenue and have more guests. And Corey wants a gossip column. We'll talk about that.
Gossip column.
That starts in the new year, but also in the new year, we're launching boot camps, and it's 12 marketing-focused business boot camps.
But listen, these are in the trenches. The first boot camp, how to teach an in-person cookie class. You're going to know everything I know by the end of it.
I'm wrapping up the storyboard. I do believe in storyboarding.
Heather loves a storyboard.
You need to explain to them what it is.
What a storyboard is, just an outline by which we take you step by baby step. Instead of listening to someone drone on and be like, oh yeah, I forgot about this. What the outline does is keep us on pace, on target, so that at the end, you know everything that we know because it has been storyboarded.
Right. So it has more structure. You know where to look. We know what to say. Mm-hmm. So I'm wrapping up the storyboard, the templating out this one. So this is, the boot camps will be a very low cost. Why? It's not for your money. Because if you sign up for the Cookie College, when the doors open, you will get that fee refunded to you. It's our thanks for joining. But however, you could just buy this and have it for the 3 days, right? Okay, cool. So you got some options there. Well, I'll talk more about that later. It's not important. When you sign up, you join a private Facebook group for this boot camp only.
Just this one boot camp.
Just this boot camp. So all the things about this boot camp are in this group. Cookie College members, yes, it's including membership.
So if you are listening, you're like, I don't want to teach cookie classes, you won't be joining this boot camp.
Don't worry about it. Yeah. Don't worry about it. We got 12 of these suckers coming at you. In the weeks leading up to the final week where the boot camp launches, you're getting worksheets about finding locations to teach cookie classes, contacting locations, the templating out the swipe file to send the email in a way that they know that you want to work with them and you kind of want to do it for free. And then worksheet negotiating fees and doing the math. Okay, those are our worksheets. Now, the boot camps are between 2 hours and 6 hours, depending on the content.
Yeah.
I think we'll find most of them fall into the 4 hours. Day one, pre-recorded, we're going to do creating an Eventbrite listing and setting up an event with add-ons. It's going to be an hour. Just going to let it play. Then the next one, we're going to be planning out the marketing campaign for this in-person cookie class that focuses on a 6-week runtime. Mm-hmm. 1 hour. You guys can let these play in the background.
Yeah.
You watch them 5 times. Day two, another 2 hours. Class setup and supplies. Corey and I are going to our class showroom. We're going to show you what we bought, why we bought it, how we use it, why you should use it, and what other alternatives you'll have.
Yeah.
That'll be on site and won't be live. It'll be pre-recorded, so you don't have to watch this newborn baby deer and everything. But don't worry, there is a live Q&A. Then we're going to spend an hour showing you how we teach a cookie class and why we do it that way.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the script. Yeah, you've had the script, but it's going to be an updated 2026 script of why we do this, and it mirrors those class kit PowerPoints, so it stays structured. Because our goal is to always teach a class in an hour and a half.
Always.
Now, day 3, for 1 hour, we're going to do a follow-up marketing. So the things that you do to class participants, and then it's going to talk about the marketing cookie class group that we have, the email follow-up that I have, and a few other aspects of that to make sure that we get these people captured and into our CRM so we don't have to do this again the next time we want to sell a class. And then finally, it ends on a live Q&A session and a pitch to join the Cookie College where you'd get that fee refunded and all this content then archives to the Cookie College.
Yeah. And then if you wanted to, you could listen to it over and over and over again in the Cookie College.
Mm-hmm. And then you have the whole mastermind, the strategy, the worksheets. It's forever there. However, if you like, I just wanted this, I'm here for a good time, not for a long time, just take the boot camp and join us the next couple of boot camps. Now, Corey has a couple of these tentative. I don't need feedback on this. We're still in the planning phase.
Yes.
But here's some boot camps that we got. February, photography boot camp.
Yeah.
There you go. You hate that photography? Join the boot camp. You get the same setup. You're going to have 3 days, private Facebook group.
You know what my dopamine hit? Every set that I make, that photo that I get to have for a lifetime, that's my dopamine hit. I love taking the photo.
And you love the likes you get on it when the photo's really good.
I do.
And then March, Corey, this is why she's got pre-sales in the brain. We're doing a pre-sale boot camp. So she is going to fail up for that and tell us everything she's learned. We're going to set it up online, market it, and talk about pre-sales. And we have a bunch more of these. We got 12 of them. I think it's a great, fun strategy. And all that information archives to the Cookie College, which doors are closing on January 7th.
Yeah. The biggest feedback is the Cookie College is a little overwhelming. So what these boot camps will do would be allow us to combine a lot of these.
Update,
segmented,
streamline, lengthen.
Yeah.
That's what you guys wanted, and that's what you're getting. So just the in-person cookie class course will take 3 archived courses and make them fresh and ready to go. And we heard you. You just want to let us play. You don't like really small modules. And you're looking at 6 hours of this
That's
voice.
why they asked for this podcast to be longer.
you guys got what you wanted, even if you realized you didn't really want it. So the boot camps are going to be a lot of fun. That is what we're working on. And, in the in-person cookie classes boot camp, if you only do the fee to sign up, you still get that fruits class that you can use to taste test. Now, if you're like, okay, I like it. I like what I'm seeing here. I want to do this. You can join the cookie college and you get 39.
Yeah, 39
classes. And I've been working on this 2026 January class. I'm more than halfway done with it. You guys will get it very, very soon.
Nice.
So you guys can ask like, how do I learn more about the bootcamp? Don't worry, I'm going to post about it in the first week of January. I'll get you signed up, and then that bootcamp will launch at the end of January with all this pre-recorded information. Mm-hmm. You're going to love it. You're going to say, how did I live without this, actually?
Yeah. Well, it's everything I know about. And I've taught a bajillion cookie classes. So it's everything I know to get the max amount of money for the least amount of time.
I was saying to Corey this tufting thing, but I wouldn't give for a course. It just tells me how to get started.
I know.
Just tell me somewhere in a course. I just get started. Tell me what to buy.
Yeah.
Tell me what to do. Let me just see how you do it so I can figure out how to do it on my own with your brain. And that's what these boot camps are. The person is like, okay, 2026, I want to do the classes. They talk about them a lot. They never shut up about them. They say they have the highest profit margin of anything a cookier offers. Just where do I start?
Yeah.
Don't worry, girl. This boot camp is where you start, stop, and fin.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So I'll have more information on that. That said, moving on to the STL Me About It segment.
Yeah, I used Cookie Design Lab.
Corey, Amalia, if you're listening, I know you saw Corey's little wiry fingers on Saturday.
You're like, why is she making 3 of the same cutter?
A year and a week ago, Amalia gave both Corey and I 1 free year to Cookie Design Lab. Me used my year recklessly.
Yeah.
I used it with reckless abandon. I used it all the time. Then I had to go pay for it.
Yeah. Fair.
I should have used code twins, but I didn't. I wanted them to, they're great. Then Corey said to me, and I hate this because she was treating me like her secretary.
Mm-hmm.
She said, what's the code for the Cookie Design?
What's the code?
Go figure it out. No, I had to pull it up.
Yeah.
Corey redeemed her code and has downloaded it. And I've seen you fever pitch printing all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Did you make a cutter?
I made a cutter.
How easy was it?
Oh, there was a tutorial. I said, tutorials are for babies. I'm just going to dive in there. Okay. I uploaded the image. What the customer wanted was a weird AI boot with spaghetti coming out of the top.
I do remember this order.
Nobody has a cutter like that because it's weird. So I uploaded the image.
Elizabeth is in our Christmas face.
That if there was one to have it would have been that. This was so far gone because her little kid, her 1-year-old, likes spaghetti and cowboys, and she's combined the theme.
Oh wow,
that's what it is. Yeah, okay. It's a cowboy boot with spaghetti coming out. So what I did, put the image in there. It gave you points, so you could say I want 100 million points to form around it, very tight, or you could say, the shape is pretty easy. Wow. If it was a square, you
have a
only
spread
need
recipe.
4. Yeah. So I got in there and I moved my little points around because it was,
but it's a live view of what it looks like as you move.
I know, it was crazy. So I ended up forming the boot with the sketty around it with a little area at the bottom for my sketty to pull up.
Very nice.
And then
can you please show us that in the group when you're done with the sketty boot?
Yeah, sure. I have to make it this week, so I'll definitely show you.
Let us see the cutter and tell us you got it from Cookie Design.
I know. I couldn't believe it. And then you just choose its little size, bloop, 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 and then save STL. And that's then easy. It was easy breezy.
Now they've recently launched a preview. If you guys are like, I'm interested in this, but I'm not sure if it's for me, you can actually do all this except for save the STL if you want to see how the software works, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you use code TWINS, you get 15% off on that. But if you text into 571-556-5644, you also have the option to win a month of that. Now, you have not a lot of competition.
Yeah.
So might as well try it.
Yeah.
2 texts in.
2. 2.
One is like, I never win.
I know.
I'm revamping my newsletter for 2026. This is area code 713713. Email me at heather@sugarcookiemarketing.com.
Pennsylvania.
Houston,
Texas. I want to say 716 was last week. I should have guessed it was Houston.
713, but close. I send one big email at the beginning of the month that includes my upcoming availability, any pre-sales that are coming soon, my upcoming classes, a coloring sheet from the Cookie Class kits. What are some other content ideas I can include that will be value added while still relevant?
Okay. We actually went over this. My husband is texting me and someone else is texting me.
What do they say?
That's cute. Nothing.
As expected.
Nothing great. I actually talked about it this in the Cookie College every Monday. I've been doing a Monday morning roll call, and it's just going live, and I talk about a topic a week. So we are going to talk about blog posts coming up because they're so valuable on your website, but they're also valuable as content for your newsletter. A big one coming up is date ideas around your area to take your loved one. That's great for Valentine's Day coming up.
SEO. Now, we talked about this AEO, A-I-E-I-O.
Yeah.
Okay, the new strategy in the SEO world is answering questions because that's what typically people are using AI for. So instead of 5 great date ideas, where can I take my
crafting, loving
date to learn a new skill? And then you would answer it with the sugar. So that one, featuring local businesses. And I know we say that a lot. Because listen, there's a lot of content we got to compete with. I find myself following creators who tell me great sushi restaurants. Yeah. Right? Because I don't know where to go. I want you to tell me how it was. If they tell me the parking, they tell me how to order, they tell me what the cost is, I'm in. Yeah. So that is something that you can do that's viable. And I really like the content you're doing.
Me?
No, this person.
Yeah. Well, she's doing her pre-sales and everything. Yeah. But what we want to do is make it just a tinge bit more valuable to the end user. Right now, it's very internal. Here's my pre-sales, my availability. I love that. But what we want to do is because people probably order once or twice a year.
Imagine the subject line. You got to try the sushi place.
Yeah.
I would be opening it. Especially if your subject line has always been January availability.
Yeah. So you could add a whole section, my local business highlight, and that just be the section in there.
We're actually doing that. We have come up. We're going to do a collab a month. We're pre-planning them, a cookie collab a month. And one of them will be featuring a local business.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So more on that soon as well. Corey and I can see 2026 structured, telling you guys where we're at, what we're doing, and how we're doing it.
Yeah.
I think I like a business that runs that way. It's very predictable. And I think people like to.
Another one. I checked out this local park. Here's my favorite features about it.
New Year's Eve fireworks.
New Year's Eve fireworks. People love that. People are asking that right now.
Facebook groups are going to tell you the questions they want to know.
Free things to do when the kids get out in the summer.
I see a lot of people saying, I don't know how to entertain my kids right now. I've run out of ideas.
Yeah. Apple orchards come the fall.
What if you did and I don't have kids. What if you did 24 ways to hide that elf guy?
Yeah. Elf on the shelf ideas.
Yeah. Again, that content is, you're a local baker. You're competing with many, many emails. It's just that one little thing that's at you. And you got the interactive coloring sheet, which is great because I actually make those. I was hoping people use them. You got availability. Now let's make it a little bit relevant.
Yeah.
Area focused.
Yeah.
A lot of real estate agents have realized posting up houses is kind of boring. Yeah. It's a part whether they do, but they'll post up houses and they'll tell you what's opening in the area, which if I was moving to an area, would really, really like
Absolutely. To see. The up and coming, when they get a knowledge of a business that's opening before the rest of us.
The burn.
I love the burn.
There's a local commercial real estate agent. Anyways, they run a website called The Burn. It's about Ashburn. But for some reason, because they're commercial, they're constantly looking at what businesses are coming, and they post about them. And we're like, what
business coming, business going? People will be like, oh no.
You tell me business is closing. I haven't been to in years. I'll suddenly miss it.
I know.
So very interesting. You can kind of scour the local moms groups to see what the questions they're asking there. And that would be what I'd gear my content towards. Not a winner. The second text, I got to read you. Hi, Corey and Heather. When is the right time to start a website to take orders from? I was thinking Shopify is a way to go for me because I need simple. I'll talk about that in a second. Selling on social platforms is taking up time and energy. I want everything in one place. I don't have a huge following, but I do have some faithful support. What are the pros and cons of starting a Shopify or e-commerce website? Is the expense worth it if I'm mostly doing pre-sales and just a few customs? Thank you for all your expert advice. I'm Jennifer from California.
Jennifer, California. Love that.
I'm going to tell you, Jennifer, if you want simple, if you are like, if it's complicated, you lost me.
Yeah.
Step back from Shopify.
I'm
not saying it's overwhelming. I'm saying it's got a little bit more options under the hood than most.
Yeah.
And I think people can get lost in the option sauce. You want really simple? Seems like Bakesy.
My Custom Bakes.
My Custom Bakes. Square is more simple than Shopify. Just some options for you. Hot plate, pretty simple. Text-based. If you want simple, ask yourself, do I want a website or do I want a simple website? If you know that a complicated website is going to overwhelm you, don't even think about Shopify right yet. Don't think of those complex. Don't even say the word WordPress. You don't need it. Okay, I want simple. Start with Bakesy.
And I want to say Shopify can get pricier.
I always thought the base price of Shopify was pretty high, $30.
$30
a month.
Okay, Bakesy, and I want to say My Custom Bakes, $10 a month.
For sure. I know My Custom Bakes is $10 a month.
Yeah.
So now we got Shopify is a little more expensive, a little bit more time involved. Great place to end up one day. You wrote in all caps, simple.
Yes.
So we're not going to talk about Shopify, but every other question you're saying, yes, the website helps. The best time to start it is whenever you have a minute to do it.
Listen, the website will help with your pre-sales. If you're like, honestly, it's better for kind of pre-sales because you can set limits.
Right. So you could even do this in JotForm, which has 10 transactions free a month. And then beyond that, it's not that much more expensive, right? Depending on the plan you choose.
I think with a pre-sale, if it's a form, is every time someone wants a pre-sale, is that a new form submission? She might run out of that real fast if she's doing
form
pre-sale.
Submissions, I'm saying the transactions is limited to 10. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Transactions. Form submissions is like 500.
Okay, nice.
And it resets every
Okay, nice. Okay, so then you have more options.
Yeah. So if you were doing pre-sale and you weren't taking money, you got 500 options there for free. Corey uses JotForm. It's very easy to load up a product. You connect it to your PayPal if you want to. If you don't even want to connect it to your PayPal, you got 500 submissions on there. Very simple things. Bake C, My Custom Bakes, more website. That's form.
Yeah.
Bake C, hybrid, My Custom Bakes, website. Directory listing.
Yes.
Listing. But either way, yes. The answer to your question is yes. The website, yes. Shopify, not now. Pick one of these easier ones. Just get it up there. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah. One thing I do like about JotForm that you're not getting by taking your social media, your orders through social media DMs and things like that, I can look up a name in JotForm and see how many times they've ordered. And it allows me somewhat of a CRM that you're not getting currently.
I couldn't imagine the hell it is to take orders through DMs.
Yeah, because and it's a little bit easier when you're doing pre-sales because you're not doing a lot of back and forth. You've made the pre-sale, they're ordering whatever it is. But it would be nice to know that, Claudia ordered 3 times this year and she'll probably order next time. But to leave it up to social media algorithms for Claudia to see my next pre-sale, risky business.
Risky business. So when we do the form, we automatically get their email address. When they submit the form, they get a copy of what they said.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it. I need an instant receipt. I'm an instant receipt girl.
Yeah.
I ordered some supplies for the snake from this obscure website in North Carolina. Got nothing from them.
And you were worried.
I said, oh my goodness. I got it. Suddenly, package arrived. Snake supplies.
Yeah.
Oh, that could have been easier, but okay.
One thing I like about Etsy and why I buy from places on Etsy, granted, I know I feel bad for the fees that they charge, whatever, but I like Etsy because every time you do one thing, I get an email. You're one step closer to getting your order. Your order is being offered. Your order has arrived. I'm like, I feel very taken care of.
YouTube. Do you see the pant somewhere? You see the pant shirt combo?
Yeah.
I did not remember what this size was, but I wanted it again. Yeah. So I went to Athleta and I went to sign in and I got my order details from last time. And now we can do that if we have something that sends an immediate form confirmation with the history, and JotForm automatically does it. So Jennifer from California, you're in the right headspace. Step away from Shopify. It's a little overwhelming. You can do it whenever.
Yeah.
But get you something up now. And then you can do Shopify then.
You're going to be loving the fact that you're tracking things and it's coming in and you're not having to do so much back and forth.
Outside of the consolidation and organization, you will just make more money.
And then you own your customer list at the end of the day.
I rest my case.
Yeah.
That is the STL Me About It segment. We're going to wrap this up because we've been talking forever. I can tell the camera's about to quit.
Yes. Coming close.
Our sponsors that keep this whole thing going.
They do. They keep her going.
I can already tell you're going to hear a lot more about Cookie Design Lab now that Corey's downloaded it.
Shoot, that was way too easy.
Code TWINS 15% on Cookie Design Lab. And then they have that preview option. Baking Me Crazy. Code Favorite Twin is 10% off all baking supplies.
They have so many sprinkles. They are working on meringue powder, kind of where you could taste test
now I think is the time to be like, inventory. I lost a lot of it in Christmas.
Absolutely.
Thank goodness. Now let's kind of build it up and maybe some Valentine's Day stuff.
Yeah.
All the cutter shops are talking Valentine's Day.
I saw that.
Royal Badge Code TWINS 10%. It's the meringue powder of your dreams.
Love
when
it.
Do you dream of meringue powder? Do you talk to yourself? Internal monologue. You're going to want to talk about this.
It's the one I use.
Daisy makes cake pops. If you struggled in the cake pop ball world, go check out Daisy Makes.
Yeah.
They have what would you call it? If it's not a ball, it's a puck.
It's a puck.
Yes.
Kind of. The mold is what they're using.
The mold.
Yeah.
The whole concept revitalizes your relationship with cake pops. If that was your 2026 kind to me goal, you're going to want to go use code TWINS10 there.
Yeah. The one thing that she does sell that I have used so much is it's a back massager, but you're using it to actually get the excess chocolate. It's a back massager.
Okay.
And you had them. They have 4 little points.
Right.
You actually put that on the end of the stick. She actually sent it to me. That's the only reason I figured it out.
Really?
Put it on the stick. What it does is vibrates the bubbles out because cake pops, we don't like bubbles in cake pops because that's how the
Cake
liquid.
pops don't like anything.
They don't like you either. There's no positive thing you can say about that. It gets the excess chocolate off and it pops the air bubbles on them. It's fantastic.
You told me the bubbles do weird stuff.
Yeah, the bubbles allow the liquid to leak back out of the cake pop and you have like yellow balls on it and it looks ugly. Surfactants.
Eddie, the edible food printer. We talk about them a ton. Not on sale. Never on sale.
But I think their meetup is coming up.
Oh, yeah. And it's sold out. But I can see now, if you join the Facebook group, you could see some tickets being sold at cost or at early bird pricing if you want to squeak on in there.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear what they learn there.
2 full days of hands-on Eddie print strategy.
Isn't it Minnesota?
No, it's Florida.
Wisconsin?
They're just based in Minnesota.
Oh, they're based in Minnesota.
Be in Florida.
Yeah, Florida.
Yeah.
I want to say in a very Disney close area.
Don't make a mousetrap. Bosch Nutrimill, their sale ends tomorrow. Code Sugar Cookie saves you $20.
$20.
I'm sorry, their sale ends on the 1st. Tomorrow's the 31st. Forgot.
Yeah,
you got 31 days. Those are our sponsors. You buy from them. You support them. You support the podcast. If you like what you listen here, without them, there's none of this.
Yeah.
There's none of this. You're lost in the sauce without these voices in your head telling you each week on Tuesdays at around 3 to 5 how to have a better conversation with yourself and have a better business.
I want to tell everyone before we close up here, I'm proud of each and every single one of you. You've shown up for your business, even listening to these annoying voices. You have shown up for your business in more ways and you have accomplished so much in 2025. Was everything a win? No. Did we learn something from everything? Yes. That is a win. Proud of you guys. Edison. Yeah.
Stop being mean to Tesla.
Stop being mean to yourself.
Stop being mean to yourself.
Love yourself like I love you.
Do you love yourself?
Love him.
Really?
Never met a better person.
I'll be honest. You love yourself?
Yeah.
I think it shows.
Oh, good.
I don't think you care what a lot of people think.
Oh, no. You can say whatever you want.
You also have a lot of opinions on other people.
Because I love myself so much, I would like to share that with other people.
Do you have a Twinterest myself lover?
I got these shoes. I'm not pronouncing the words right. Kizik's, I think.
How could you pronounce it any other way?
I don't know. Kizik's. It was a gift for my Christmas. My other shoes, as we know, had holes in them.
Kiziks. If you guys are to follow the Twinterest.
And what they are, it's almost like, not 3D printed on the back, but it's a mold, like a silicone mold that allows you to step into the shoe and it bounces the back up so it doesn't hold.
Great it's actually great for anyone who doesn't want to bend over. But if you have a senior elderly member who has lower back problems, anybody with back problems at all, this whole company strategy was that you could just slide your foot in and it wouldn't degrade the quality of the shoe. I'm sliding my foot in.
People step on the backs and I'm like, oh, you just slide into your shoe.
And now the shoe's like losing its degradation. Like it's like degrading the thing.
They call it the couch with no bones.
Yes. So this one has an actual mechanism inside. I think it is plastic with spring hinge.
It's on the outside. And this is
on the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, you can slide the foot into the shoe and it doesn't cause the shoe any damage. The shoe's designed to capsize and then spring back up.
So I've been wearing
now, as far as the shoe itself, the comfortability.
Oh, it's very spacious in there.
But the whole store is full of these shoes with the backs like this.
Yeah, so you can test them all. It was pretty interesting how it works. They have ties on the front, so it looks like a normal shoe. You wouldn't say that looks like a weirdo shoe.
They had tons of styles. They had tons of styles. I was impressed because we had never gone to the store.
I don't think my toe's going to pop through the top.
Kid shoes.
Oh, really? Oh, that might make sense for...
If you go to the website, it shows you exactly how that mechanism works because it's got somebody just shoving a shoe on. But some cute walking shoes. They even have the not a clog, but the shoes that don't have ties, you slip in.
Athletes.
They just have a ton of them. 15% off if you go to the website. Some really cute stuff too.
The tops where my toe usually pops through, because I walk with apparently my big toe facing the sun, is very structured. I don't think my toe could pop through.
Really?
It's thick on top.
You should get that Amazon toe patch that literally somebody has designed for toes like yours.
I know. I'm just curious because this is so thick on top.
Test them until there's a hole.
I want to test it until it has a hole.
And they definitely got a pop up though. I can't even get out of this one.
Do you have a Twinterest?
Yeah, I'm going to say Corey for Quemeth. Want me an ear wrap ID. Don't look up the price. Don't look it up. This is a one-time gifty. Okay, I had the Dyson. Okay, like Dyson vacuums, except for they do blow dryers as well.
Yeah.
Movement of air. So they have the Dyson blow dryer that looks like a jet engine.
Yeah.
That thing is powerful.
Isn't that what I have?
You have that.
Yeah,
I
I
sold
love it.
mine to Mom and some so I could buy the Dyson Airwrap. Now, the Dyson Airwrap, I think, has been around for 7 years.
Sure.
Our older sister has stunning hair and has one. And you're like, wow. It uses the interior brush. I'm going to say if you have one of those like Revlon dry brushes where the heat comes from, it's a lot different than that. It's a lot less powered. So it took me a while to blow dry my hair. However, because of the way that the thing works with the cool shot and this, it does add a lot of volume, which I liked.
Yeah.
Then they come out with this wrap ID. And I think the ID stands for it being able to kind of read your hair type and adjust how the blow dryer air stick works in relationship to your hair and the styling that you want. So you literally download the app, which I hate, but it tells you when you press this button, it's power button, you slide up, it tells you it's going to count down hot, cold, and then it kind of lowers the suction completely so your hair falls off the...
What if you didn't? What if your phone died and you didn't have access to the app? Can you still use it?
Disable that button from even being active.
Oh, interesting.
And then if you have the app not on, it's still going to work how you last assigned it.
Oh, I see.
So you can disable that and just have the cool shot
Are you
button.
assigning it a hairstyle? You're like...
It does like a little quiz.
Like of what you're
it says,
looking
what
for?
hair do you have? What's the thickness of your hair? And what styles do you like? Then based on that, it comes up with what it thinks your ID should be.
Oh.
So if you say I like volume, it's going to do a longer cold shot. And it says only use that button with the barrels. Don't use it with the blow dryer and the brushes.
Yeah.
So the barrels are the wire brush.
Yeah.
Then it's these 2 cones, which I gave you. I also gave Corey my other one. So it was a transfer of Dysons. So the other one will wrap your hair around it. Now that's where you get that curly hair that Ashley has.
Oh, so I don't necessarily.
If you don't want curly hair, you're not going to look at those cones.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
But the new one, it has cones that just adjust. Before they used to have to give you 2 cones, one for each direction.
Oh, interesting.
Then they came out with the cones that they can just shift directions within the singular cone.
Interesting.
Very interesting. And then now you can get a lot of the like cones knockoffs on Amazon.
Oh,
Dyson never sent me the right
they
stuff.
never did.
They just
I
forgot I existed.
Yeah.
So I bought some stuff. You could get a diffuser on there.
Oh, yeah.
I usually think I have a diffuser if you want to.
Oh, I use
that
a diffuser.
one. Yeah.
Well, I guess you said if mine's more powerful to just dry my hair with
I
that.
will say there's a little difference in the power there. So I did get the wrap ID and it has a stronger motor. So there is more airflow.
Yeah.
And I did blow dry my hair with it last night just to see. And it blow dries my hair quite a bit faster.
Is it so much different than the one you had?
No, you'd still get more power out of the blow dryer that you have.
But do you think the ID is worth the ID being amazing?
If you had no Dyson, if you had a really old blow dryer from Revlon, and you were like, I want to make hairstyling my thing in 2026.
Remember, I bought the Dyson blow dryer before you did. Just the blow dryer. And you tried it at CookieCon.
And I said, what is this
wow. And I said, I don't know why it's blow drying so fast, but it is.
It was truly impressive that you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
But if you have a Dyson store, which we have one at Tyson's, you can go demonstrate. You'll just be like, wow, those blow dryers. However, if you want volume and style.
And volume is the thing.
I would actually say make the investment, or I wouldn't actually buy a used one because there's so many knockoffs from like AliExpress.
Yeah.
So it's kind of dangerous to get a used one. If you can get the VIN in it, you had to register for it. Maybe that, like I'm giving you a real one. Then I would say if you really wanted some stylish volume, which I did a couple years ago, I said I would really like more of a style with my hair and it's not just so flat. So that's why I did make that purchase. And I will say, yes, I do agree that the results are worth the purchase. It ain't the cheapest though. However, it goes on sale, especially when Sephora runs its sale, you can get 20% off.
Yeah, that's about the only discount you can find.
Yeah.
Or get one for your twin and she give you your old one.
I would love for you to challenge yourself to use it.
I'm going to try. Maybe I'll do it Saturday to show you.
I would love to see if you like it. It'll take some practice.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. As we said, I'll be kind to myself.
20 minutes in with the dye. So those are our, if you want to check it out, it's Dyson's Airwrap ID. And I didn't realize they actually had 2 different types. From people who have straight hair and want wavy hair, I went from wavy hair to straight hair. And there's 2 different types of air wraps.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Didn't either.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Happy 2025, the last 2 days. And may we welcome 2026 with new strategy and a rediscovered hope. Phoenix rising from the ashes of the candle burnt at both ends as we look fresh-faced and bright-eyed toward what the future holds for our bakery. Thank you guys for listening to the Baking It Down podcast with Sugar Cookie. You take care, and will see you
Great.
here soon.